Hello, this is Mrs. Poland with AP Statistics Unit 2 Review Sheet. In this video, I'm just going to go over a couple more examples from the review sheet. And we're going to start off with number 22. When Sam goes to a restaurant, he always tips the server $2 plus an additional 10% of the cost of the meal. If Sam's distribution of meal cost has a mean of $9 and a standard deviation of $3, what is the mean and standard deviation of his tip distribution? So we don't have the actual data, but we can actually figure it out without. So we know that he calculates the tip as $2 plus 10% of the cost of the meal. We also know the mean of the meal is $9 and the standard deviation of the meal is $3. So we can go ahead and follow the linear transformation rules. And what that says is measures of position like the mean are affected by multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. The shape stays the same, but it's affected by all operations. So what I can do is I can replace the meal with the mean of the meal. And that will give me the mean of the tip. And when I do that, I get $2.90. Likewise, I can figure out the standard deviation of the tip without actually having the original data, the tip data. I can base it off of the meal, the standard deviation. But standard deviation is only affected by multiplication and division. So that means that adding of the $2 has no effect on the calculation of the tip. So it's only affected by the 10% multiplication. So you would take 0.10 times 3. And when you do that, you get 30 cents. And so that's why the answer is choice A for number 22. And now I want to backtrack because there are a couple of problems that I know we didn't get to in class that students felt uncomfortable with, and that was number 14 because it's similar but not the same as a problem that we did with the salmon. A sleep time of 15.9 hours per day for a newborn baby is in the 10th percentile. And they tell you that assuming the distribution is normal, so that's why it looks frightful, but I drew a normal curve with a standard deviation of 0.5 hours. And they're looking for the mean. So that's that two-step process. I know that I'm looking for the mean, but I have my standard deviation. And I really can't take this curve. Let's fix it up a bit. So we don't know our mean, but in this case, we know a sleep time of 15.9 hours is in the 10th percentile. So 10th percentile means you're going below that amount. So that's this value over here, and we know 15.9 is that cutoff value. So how does that help us? What we're going to do is we're going to use the z-score formula, and we know our x value is 15.9. We're looking for the mean. We're looking for the standard deviation. And because we have that percentile and you're given that 10%, it's not the top 10%, it is the percentile. So since we have that, we can go ahead and calculate our z-score from inverse norm. So inverse norm it's going to be the 10%, and since it's a z-score, the mean is 0 and the standard deviation is 1. And when you do it, and I'm sorry, I can't show you the calculator right now because then the internet will go crazy on me and it will stop my video. So I got negative 1.28, and it makes sense to get a negative number because you're below the mean. And so you're going to substitute that in. And at this point, you can either cross multiply and solve like I showed on the answer key, or you can use NSolve. So if I cross multiply, this is the old-fashioned way, which works. And then you multiply this out. And then you subtract 15.9 from both sides, and you get negative 16. See, the internet is acting up on me. That's why it's is equal to negative mu, and mu is equal to 16.54. So when it acts up on me in the evening sometimes, that's why it writes funny. And so that is choice D. In any case, I hope this is helpful, and I will see you tomorrow.